Welcome back. Hashtag Bill and Boz to get involved, and we'll get into those tweets later in the show. Time now to grill Brad Newley. Apologies, mate, but, that's the way it is. 9 games left in the season. The Kings pretty much written off. Andrew Gaze says he's going to stick it out and honour his contract. The club, which is great to hear, has said we're going to stick by you as well. I'd love to know now, I'm sure all these guys have been in this position at high levels. How do you manage the rest of this competition? Where do you find motivation? What do you work on?
Well, I thought I was in here to talk about cricket. Sprung this on me.
Well, imagine you are the Australian cricket team.
It's been a tough year. A lot of setbacks, a lot of unfortunate injuries, but at the end of the day, it stops with us. Our effort's been poor in second halves a lot this year. We're working hard on the track. Something's just missing at the moment. We're trying to find that answer. Everyone's trying their best. Andrew's doing his thing. We're all listening to him. It's one of those things. And right now, we're in a position now where it's a mathematical kind of thing with the playoffs. And I think, myself and a few other guys who have contracts going forward need to start to think, how can we make this better so we have a better start next year? And that's kind of one way of going about it. At the same time, we want to prove to our fans and our ownership what we can do and finish off the season as best we can.
I think they've also got a duty to the other teams in the competition who are going for the top 4 places to make sure that they're not only giving 100% but 110%, because there will be teams that will be close to that top 4.
There's a self-pride thing too.
Have to.
If we can spoil a few playoff parties for some teams throughout the way.
I think that's a and the other thing as well, in terms of you're saying about being us guys being in that similar position, in terms of next season, I think it's always important. You look at the teams that from the last season start the next season well. It's generally the ones that finish that season very, very well. I think that's one where you've got to finish that winning as many games as you possibly can. So next season, when you go into it, you go, right, you've got a real spring in your step.
Yeah, there's a carryover too. This year we only brought back maybe 3 or 4 players, and we had a whole lot of rookies, first-year American players, guys who've never really played in the league before. So that's a year of learning that's under those guys' belts. Similar in the AFL, similar in a lot of sports, guys need to get blooded a little bit before they actually know the comp. And I think if we can finish this year as best as we can, going into next year, all of a sudden, all these first-year players, they've got a year under their belt. Us experienced guys will be able to nurture them through, and I think we can definitely have a better start.
And can a performance, sorry Gav, just quickly, can a performance over these last 9 games actually help retain some of those players who may be on the open market next year, but you want to get them back? Would that have anything to do with it, apart from, of course, cash?
If
they enjoy the last 9 games, if they see something's building?
I think so, and that's on us too, to provide the players with a reason why I want to be here. So we need to treat them with the respect they need, and I think we're all doing our best there. Andrew's doing his thing, but my whole thing right now is do our best right now, but if it means that we're looking more to next year, well, that's how it is. And I think if we can retain a majority of the squad with a few tweaks here and there, I think we can have a much better year next year.
When I think about your year, it just takes me back to, I figure everyone here has had one of those years. Yeah. When you're in a hole and you think, you think, what's going on? And you think we're doing everything. And when I was listening to you say all the work you're doing, I reckon we've all been there. And it's a feeling of, actually when you go, how do we turn it around? That's when it's like, well, there's no way of turning it around. You've just got to get out of that space. And the only time I've ever seen it turn around was in a team where they just literally walked away from all the general stuff that they were doing. Same places, they went to different places. They just did different stuff together. They really changed who they were in that week and did some different stuff. But when you're in a hole, you can't get out of it. It's a nightmare. It's just one of those
basically
things.
Your season is shit.
What we've just said, Brad, just after what Gav said, forget about everything.
Hey, you're out. You're finished, mate.
He's forfeit the last 9 games.
Personally for me, mate...
Because I figure JP's never been in a hole.
I know, I've been in a couple. I've definitely been in a couple of holes.
What would you do, JP?
No, look,
in Andrew Gaze's situation.
No, but this is it. Look, I've never been in a situation where the coach is been one of the best players that this country's ever produced.
Yeah.
You look at AFL where Nathan Buckley still holding on, Michael Voss, James Hird, great players of that game. And then when you look at even other coaches that are currently playing coaching, like in the NRL, Ricky Stewart. We saw Laurie Daly get pushed from New South Wales this year, and just because you're a great player does not make you going to be a great coach.
But what takes time as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'd love to see Gazy. I'd love to see him get maybe another year where hopefully then you guys, and I think that's the hard thing for you guys too, Brad, obviously, is you're under the microscope a hell of a lot more potential because of Andrew Gaze being the coach as well.
I mean, you flick on Fox and it's always Sydney Kings. We're not talking about any other teams. Other teams are playing fantastic. For some reason, we always come up.
Well, it is a team that everyone else loves to hate.
Yeah, everyone loves to hate. So if you're not doing well,
biggest city in the country.
That comes with playing here. And I think
always has been
the way we handle it. We've actually done internally. Guys have actually handled it really well. The criticism, and that's just one of those things that comes with playing here.
You've got Perth a few times in these last 9 games, at least twice. In fact, one very soon.
3 times. One Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
So that's in itself a kind of target because they're the champions and they look very much like they could do it again, and that's probably something to really live for as well. So I don't know. That presents a whole new set of circumstances.
Yeah. Well, and that'll if that doesn't pick guys up this week to have a crack at the form team in the comp, well, what will. So
and a team that you've found very hard.
Very hard. Yeah. We beat them one time last year at home. So if we can do that again, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's where I was going. You said pick them up. I mean, your mentality's hard. It's hard.
You're in a hole now, Gav.
Is that what you were really saying, Gav?
We can act like Donald Trump here and pretend to know. But the bottom line is.
I think that's fake news.
It is difficult.
Gav's in the hole now. You can't get out.
The good thing is we are going to talk about the Boomers a little later in the show because whatever season this guy has, he could be a world champion in the next couple of years, which would be wonderful, and we'd all be so happy about that.